Hello 360 Fitness, Rich here again with part 2 of our origin and insertion video. So again, this is just going to be a very basic video to help educate you on where your muscles originate and where they insert, as well as a little bit of a brief description of what they do as well. I have to apologize for this angle. It's the only way I can get my full body in this without recruiting somebody else to help me show you. So we're going to go through 4 main back muscles that we're going to be focusing on here today. Number 1 is going to be the erector spinae, and this is the big long muscle that essentially covers our spine from our top to our back. So this is actually responsible for any type of extension through the vertebral column, so any type of backwards movement there, and it makes sure that our spine is staying nice and straight. So the origin of this area is actually going to be the lower thoracic vertebrae, which is just right back here, whereas the insertion actually comes up into the upper thoracic and the cervical vertebrae as well. So number 2, we're going to go into our latissimus dorsi. So again, our lats. So typically people will think of it just as a muscle that goes right in our armpit here. So that's not the truth. The actual truth of this muscle is that it actually goes basically our entire body length. So the lats will actually originate down in the thoracic, the lumbar, the sacrum, which is just a little bit of your tailbone there, and the top of your pelvis to come all the way up to create this muscle that actually inserts right into your humerus. So that big muscle right along your biceps and your triceps there. So it inserts right into your shoulder essentially, and that's what's really responsible for the adduction, the extension, and the medial rotation of your arm, as well as the retraction and the depression of your shoulders. So again, depression, retraction. So again, very important to have when we're looking at proper form and proper posture. Now, area number 2 that we're going to be talking about is our rhomboids. So our rhomboids are a smaller muscle, and I lack flexibility in my upper body, so if I can't necessarily reach it, don't worry about it, but it essentially creates a rhomboid shape just along the upper back part of our body. So this actually originates in our cervical and our thoracic spine once again, or thoracic vertebrae I should say, but it inserts into our medial scapula. So our medial scapula is actually just along that shoulder blade there, the closest part to that spine. So again, it's very important for retraction and depression of the scapula, so making sure that your shoulder blades are getting pulled back and dropped down as well. Now the last one that we're going to be going through is actually your trap, and this is typically where people are going to feel a lot of tension, a lot of tightness, because it is a pretty important muscle. Now this can also create a lot of issues when it comes to headaches. This can cause tension headaches very quickly because it actually originates in your cervical and thoracic vertebrae once again, but it actually goes up into the base of your skull as well. So if that muscle is tight, it's going to be pulling down on a lot of different nerves, and a lot of different issues can arise. So this one actually inserts into 2 different areas that are going to be very important for your upper body. So it inserts into your clavicle, so just along this muscle just underneath your neck, as well as the scapula that we talked about before. So again, this is going to be important to control your depression, your retraction of the scapula, as well as elevating the scapula, so bringing those shoulders up. So again, that's where a lot of that tension will be created, and you'll notice a lot of upper cross syndrome issues come from that. So again, those are the 4 main back muscles that you want to focus on when it comes to origin and insertion and the movement of those muscles. So again, stay tuned. We'll do our next video coming up soon, and we'll go through a little bit more of the upper body, we'll go through the core, and then we'll probably venture our way down to the legs to make sure that you know exactly what's going on there. So again, hit me up if you have any questions about this or if you want to go further in depth. But until then, I'll talk to you guys soon.